Hi, welcome back to St Blazey Model World. This time you find us on the road here at Roach. Well, you can see the signage, stop, look, listen, beware of the trains, and that's because here, as in common with many rural railway stations, you have to cross an active rail line to get to the platform. So we'll do that now, and we'll just take our time. We use our eyes, but of course also our ears, and we'll just check to our right, nothing coming. Down to our left, nothing coming, so we're good to go. Just make sure that there aren't too many trip hazards on this wet floor. You'd hope there isn't, but we don't take anything for granted. Just there, warning, do not trespass on the railway, penalty £1,000, that's a lot of money. But of course, if you are a younger railway modeller and you wish to visit a station, please ensure that you only go with the supervision of an adult. So why are we here at Roach? Well, we're here just to have a look at some detail at a typical station halt, and it is now just a station halt. In fact, this stop is a request stop. If you're on the train, you need to let the conductor of the train know that you wish to get off, and if you're here on the platform, then you have to put your hand out to signal to the train driver to stop so that you can board the train. Just over the other side there, you can see that slope, and you think, well, that looks like a platform, and you'd be very right indeed. That used to be the main platform at this station, and you can just see from the width there, possibly of the track bed, that it could have accommodated two tracks, and at one time it certainly did. There was a passing loop here on what is mainly a single line railway. But that platform there, the one that disappears under all that foliage, is the one that had the main station buildings on it. The waiting room and the booking office, and no doubt public conveniences as well at one time. This railway station also used to have a goods yard, and I think in 1964, 1965 that closed. But of course rural stations did have goods yards. They necessitated or facilitated rather, the purpose of trade, livestock, farm produce, anything else that needed to be traded had to be moved around on the railways, and so a lot of these stations did have goods yards. So there's our DMU chugging off towards Newquay. It'll take it about another half an hour before it gets there. So here we are at the far end of the only platform that remains. Behind the foliage that's off to our right is well, what is left of the other platform that used to be here. Nothing really to see. In the words of the great Leslie Nielsen, nothing to see here, but there we are. And you can see now that this track bed is actually wide enough for two tracks. And up until 1964, 65, I think this station had a goods yard as well. So, yeah, all changed now. A lot of stations in rural locations had goods yards, and that's mainly because, of course, that the trade was largely agricultural and relied on the movement of livestock and of course dairy produce and all sorts of other businesses, and the railway lines were key in the movement of that stock and allowing trade to take place. Just while we're down here, let's just have a quick look at this ballast. Different colours of ballast, as you can see. A lot of brown ballast, some grey, and at the other end of the platform I noticed the ballast was actually green, but that's more to do with the foliage and the weathering rather than the natural colour. And we can see a little bit of ballast on the sleepers, can't we? And model railway enthusiasts will be going nuts now, saying, no, don't show that. We don't do that. There are lots of instances of ballast on sleepers all over the UK. And if you are a model railway enthusiast, sorry guys, more important things in life to worry about, surely. But there we are. The track, as you can see, standard gauge. And other than that, what else is left on this station now that the main platform, or what was the main platform, has gone? Well, not a lot. Let's just have a look at some of the facilities, some of the information and the signage. So we'll just turn. There we have 3 to 4 car stop. That's you'll be lucky if you get a train that's got 3 to 4 cars on it. Mostly these services are operated by DMU Sprinter trains at the moment, 2 cars, sometimes even just 1 car. Just along down by here we've got a health and safety sign. Passengers must not cross the line. Absolutely not. Please, these railways are not playthings, and if you're a younger railway modeller, please don't visit a station without supervision of an adult. Now this station sign, although it's a modern sign, is actually on a very old post. There we are. I'm surprised that's still here. Possibly that was a lamp post at some point, because now we've got these aluminium and steel lamp posts put on this station, but I'm sure there were concrete lamp posts here at one time. That could well be one. Nice little museum piece. Just compare that to the modern offering. There we are. No doubt it gives off a lot more light, but probably not as romantic, and certainly not as interesting. Bit of lost property there on the floor. Let's just have a look here. Well, here we are. This is GWR, Great Western Railway, that operate this line at the moment. Information on what to do if you've been delayed. Changes to services. That's from Monday the 26th of July 2021. Lots of services altered down here, of course, and all over the country, I'm sure, and probably the world over, due to the COVID pandemic. Just next to that, we've got another one of these old signposts. 2 car stop. That's a bit more realistic, isn't it? Well, what about the passenger accommodation at this station? You're looking at it. It's just a large bus stop, really, isn't it? Let's have a look. Just above the entrance there, Par to our left and Newquay to our right. Just to be a little bit more geographically accurate, Newquay is to the north and Par is to the south. This railway line runs basically south coast to north coast right across our county here in Cornwall. So there we are. That's the passenger accommodation. Quite a large number of insects, I expect. Do get a light there that hopefully will come on when it gets dark. But there we are. Quite a bit different, I'm sure, to the waiting room that used to occupy the other platform. So more signage here at Roach. Let's have a look. Rail travel time, train times. Here we are. There won't be a lot written on there, I know. And there's a rundown. We're just focusing on this. Par, Luxillian, Bugle, Roach, which is where we are now, St Cullen Road, Quintrell Downs and Newquay. And you can see the journey time there. If you left Par at 06:52 in the morning, you would get to Newquay at 07:45. So, as I said, best part of an hour's trip. And from this station, Roach, it is actually just over half an hour before you get to Newquay. What do the other signs tell us? Well, travel with confidence, again, another sign of the times, literally, isn't it? COVID protection, wearing masks, taking care of each other and ourselves, and a safety sign, mind the step. And of course, all these modern companies, they don't like getting sued, do they? So they do all they can, or their lawyers make sure they do all they can to have everything covered. So if you did slip off, they say, well, you should have read the poster, you can't sue us, blah blah blah. It's a modern world, isn't it? What else have we got on this railway station? Well, we've got another bench here out in the open, but luckily, help point. Well, this seems very interesting, doesn't it? Let's have a look at this. Help point. Emergency. Well, it isn't that. Information to take you to an advisor and a yellow button for the next train. Just give this a press and see what happens, shall we?
Please wait.
This station is Roach. The next train to arrive at this station in the direction of Parr will be the 1334 Great Western Railway service to Parr. Some stops.
Well, there we are. There's some information from the help point. Let's have a look down the platform then. Not a lot to see, is there? But this is typical of these stations, these rural halts. And that's why we're here. That's why we're making this video. If you do like this video, please do feel free to give it a thumbs up. Please leave a comment. And of course, subscribe. That would be great if you could hit the subscription button, and remember also to hit the bell so that you get an alert every time we release a new video. More safety signage there on the floor. Sloping platform, apply brakes. Okay. And just along here is the helpful slogan, mind the step. Stop, car stop. Yep. That's the one, and again it's mounted on one of these older lampposts. Look, still in use, great to see. So let's have a look at some more ballast. Here we are, there's plenty of it all over the sleepers. Look, in fact you can hardly see the sleepers for the ballast that's on there, piled up high either side of the rails as well. And again, variation in colour, size, shape, texture. It's definitely a thing to do if you're a model railway enthusiast, is mix up your ballast, different sizes, shapes and colours to get that realistic look. And just have a look there down at the direction of travel towards Newquay, and of course back the other way now towards Parr on the south coast. So we'll end this video with a look down the line towards Newquay, northerly direction, and I hope you've enjoyed it and found it interesting, and we've able to give you a little bit of detail about what makes up a rural halt station. We're going to do some more of these. We're going to look at several other railway stations for different reasons, and we're also going to focus on St Blazey TMD, which is our local TMD, and although no longer in use, it still has a turntable and a roundhouse. So look out for that. And there's going to be about probably five or six of these popping up in the near future. Something a little bit different. I hope you have found it interesting. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on St Blazey Model World. Bye for now.